Why do we numb ourselves out all the time in stressful seasons? Hola chica, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is your go-to space as a woman moving through change to move through the burnout and anxiety via somatic breathwork and other nervous system tools. Today we're going to talk about what our bodies do naturally, how our bodies are designed to be, and while both that's beautiful, it can also be a challenge when we are unaware of it. So tell me if you felt this. Have you ever felt like you are just moving through the motions on autopilot, disconnected not only from others around you, but yourself, and not willing to sit with your thoughts or sit with your mind or sit with what it is exactly you're experiencing, even somatically? You just want to move through it and not feel anything. It's so easy to get in this place, even if we're not intentionally thinking, I feel miserable, I'm numbing myself out. Even the little day-to-day things, like if there's a goal or ambition that you have in your mind, and maybe there's something keeping you from achieving that or taking the next right step to get there. Instead of actually taking that next step, instead we do other things. Before I got off social media for a break, I did self-reflection and realized that when there was a goal or a grander ambition I had that I knew that it could be achieved, instead of taking that next step to get there, sometimes I would just get on Instagram, create a reel quickly that maybe has, passion and intention, but it's somewhat impulsively created, and boom, I put it out there, and the dopamine hits that I received, if it did well, would distract me and make me feel like, okay, I'm on the right path. And then, of course, on the flip side, if it didn't do as well as I would have liked, it left me feeling even more disconnected and numbed out than before. So it's really easy for these states of numbness and disconnection to creep in, even when we don't realize it, or we're not intensively numbing ourselves necessarily. So there are definitely some somatic tools that you can learn from today to do this for free, easily, from the comfort of your home, even as you're on the go, to stay more connected and kind of steer off that autopilot numbing sensation you might be experiencing. First, it's important to recognize, why does our body even go into this state of numbness and disconnection? And what happened in your body was actually a very intelligent response based off how God designed our body so beautifully and intricately. So when you go into experience a stressful situation, and your body might consider even your phone's alarm sounding and scaring you to be a stressful situation, even though there's not an immediate threat, your body still responds as though someone is, coming to your house, and out of shock, your body just wants to shut down and protect you. Even if there's not an actual grand, dangerous situation coming into your path, your body still responds a certain way to protect you. Perhaps you've heard of the fight or flight response, your body somatically, instinctively responding to a threat. So what happens over time, as these even minor threats that your body takes on, as they build up, the more that they build up, even though it was intended to protect you in that current moment when the threat happened, as they build up, it creates layers of disconnect, layers of numbness. And really, it's like we are constantly living in a state of fight or flight, even when we do not even realize it. And that can create a level of barrier and numbness and walls within our being that cause disconnection and really lack of trust within ourselves to know what the next right move is and how to get out of this autopilot or sense of like really a living death that we experience. And again, with so many distractions, so many alarms, and so many, things pulling our attention, it's easy for there to be even more reasons for our body to suspect a threat. Even when it's not actually a true threat to our being, our body doesn't know the difference. It's just intelligently responding. So we instinct first, we feel second, and only lastly do we think. So, your instincts are going to be the first thing that comes into play. And it's important to then reconnect and do your due diligence to really filter through, okay, what am I still carrying that either was never meant for me to carry in the first place? the threat is gone, or maybe you're making excuses as to why you don't feel capable of achieving the next right thing for you. And journaling, of course, can be a great tool to move through that, which we'll get into in a future video. But there is some somatic tools that I'm going to mention, and the first one's going to be somatic breath work. So this is a daily practice of really taking your body into a clearing state. Really think of it like a workout and cool down with your breath. So in this daily practice you can do, recommended to do in the morning just to begin your day strong, begin your day with more clarity and peace. This breath work brings you through 2 different rounds of breathing. And the first round, like I mentioned, is meant to be a clearing breath, clearing round. So this heightened breath, this more intense breathing, takes your body back into that fight or flight state temporarily, which allows you to actually move through what your body was supposed to complete in the process of when the threat happened. So it doesn't mean you're going back to a trauma or back to an experience, but it allows your body instinctively to move through that, even in a small way, to then clear out what's stuck, clear out the junk. And then the second half of the breathing is intended to be more gentle, to then breathe back in now that you've moved something through, even if it's small, to breathe back in how you want to show up for your day. And most of us in our day-to-day life, we don't know how to take our bodies from a stressed state back into a relaxed state. So God has given us this gift of our breath to actually use it as a tool, no matter when it is, no matter where we are, to then call back in that clarity and peace that He has given us and that He wants us to live with. So this daily somatic breath work can be a great tool to ground you back into aliveness, back into connection with yourself, and then as a result, the world around you. Another simple tool that we're going to go over is actually somatic grounding. And this can be done outside. I highly recommend it. Somewhere that you can stand barefoot on grass, on sand, on dirt, on, rocks, maybe not rocks in case it hurts your feet, but something that is of the earth that you can stand on. And by doing that, you stand up straight, stand up tall, close your eyes, and you begin to just notice, right? Notice what's around you. No music, no phone with you, just noticing. And it's encouraged to then, from there, name 5 different things that you can hear. Maybe you can smell. Maybe if your eyes are closed, you open your eyes and you see 5 different things that you see. And then from there, breathing in gratitude. What are 3 to 5 things you are grateful for today? Maybe it's something that you noticed in this exercise. This allows your body to actually foster a greater sense of presence and connection and trust, and thus alleviating these barriers and this feeling of mindlessness or numbness to the world around you. And one final practice is somatic awareness. So this can be done even before you do your breathwork practice. It can be done in combination with your breathwork. But what this does is it allows you to notice internally. You did the external, right? What's around you, what's happening around you. Internally, what are you experiencing? And this is done from a place of not of judgment, but simply, as in the name, awareness, somatic awareness. And you begin, highly recommend you do this with your eyes closed. You can have some gentle music playing, but if you can do this without any sound and just really being in your body, highly recommend. But allowing yourself to first notice what you're feeling physically, bringing attention to physical sensations that are moving through you. Maybe it's tension you're feeling in your neck. Maybe your feet are sore. Maybe you feel really flexible and loose in your body. Simply noticing in that moment what you're experiencing. And then taking it one step deeper and noticing the emotions coming up for you. What's the first thing that comes up? What emotion is the first thing that arises? Not trying to change the emotion or judge the emotion, making it something it's not, but just bringing awareness to exactly what that emotion or emotions are. And then finally, the stories. What stories are coming up for you in this moment? Maybe you begin to realize that these sensations in your body, the emotions and the stories all connect. Maybe the stories that you're experiencing are not true. Maybe they are true. Bringing the somatic awareness internally allows you to then connect deeper to the world and community around you. Within the breath work, I do recommend having music playing. It gets you really moving through your breath and your body. Music's very powerful. There's a plethora of playlists that I have on my Spotify that you can discover. I'll link my Spotify here in the description. But these different somatic tools will truly help you alleviate this numbness that you might be experiencing, especially if you're going through a season of change and just feel lonely and feel like you just can't move through it. Trying these tools that you can do even in your own space in your home in a short amount of time will certainly bring back some of that confidence and connection within yourself. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If this resonated with you, please be sure and subscribe, and most importantly, even send this video to someone else who might resonate. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Besos.